Hey there, folks, it's your old pal, Officer Hank Schlitz, the Game Cop, coming to you and letting you know what's right and what's wrong, and showing you in the ways that all the popular conceptions about media are incorrect, and I'm the only one who knows what's right, and I'm the only one who's going to tell you what it is, because there's powers out there that don't want you to know what's good. They just want to keep your eyes watching very specific things. It's all carefully coordinated in a very conspiratorial way that I can't quite divulge the purpose of, but I know it's there. I can smell it. I can smell the stink of collusion and conspiracy along all the popular conversation about media. And that's what we're doing. We're talking about that, and we're talking about movies. And what are we talking about exactly here? Well, there are things on the internet where they talk about movies and they aggregate. There's all these websites on the internet, and I go and I click a clack and I look around in my free spare time, and I see things, and there might be things you don't know about. So there's this, I'm seeing this website, and it's called RottenTomatoes.com, and you might not have heard of it. It's kind of a special thing that I found, but it's this website where they coalesce all the reviews together, and they give you a general review score of the film in question. A couple of films we're going to be talking about in particular that I have a problem with because I don't agree with what they're saying on there sometimes. It's called Rotten Tomatoes, and it's trying to move the conversation certain directions, have influence on films, and I don't like it. So what are we doing today? We have a segment on my program, the Game Cop Show, whatever you call this horrible thing that I'm doing, where it's called Wronging Tomatoes, where we're saying, no, tomatoes, you're wrong. You're not saying what's right about what's rotten and what's fresh and what can go in your mouth and taste good and feel yummy and not come out as a horrible diarrhea mess later. It's not right. So I'm going to take Missy Elliott's advice and put my thing down and flip it and reverse it. So I'm going to take their things, those reviews that they have, those scores, and I'm going to flip them and reverse them and switch them around and say, no, Rotten Tomatoes, what you should be doing is giving this score to this movie and this score to this movie. So what are the two movies today that we're talking about that I don't agree with the scores that they have on there? It's called Wronging Tomatoes. Wronging Tomatoes. Wrong Tomatoes. This is what's right tomatoes. These are the right tomatoes. So we got a couple movies today. We're talking about Bedazzled, that came out in 2001 or 2000, I think. And we've also got Her, that came out later. And these movies, I don't understand the scores. I don't understand why things are like this on there. They have Bedazzled at 54%. They have Her at 94%. And as far as I can tell, this is a grave miscarriage of justice. And these scores should be reflipped. These are wrong tomatoes that need to be righted. So that's what I'm doing right here. So, I mean, what's it say about these movies on there? Okay, so it's got Bedazzled, which is a movie that was directed by Harold Ramis, who did Ghostbusters and all other sorts of fun, great movies from the 80s. It stars Brendan Fraser and as a fun, hapless doof, and Elizabeth Hurley as Satan herself, I guess. I don't know. I thought Satan had a big old hairy dick, but I guess Satan's a gal in this film. But anyway, I'm looking on the Rotten Tomatoes site, 54%. My God, that's ridiculous. Why is that? Well, here's what a critic has to say. This is a comedy that is weak even by today's humble standards. Okay, what are you saying there exactly? But like trying to make a qualifying statement about all of film of today. We're living in a comedy golden age, sir. I don't know if I write down what your name is. I don't know what it is. I don't care because you're wrong. We're living in a day and age. We've got Neighbors and Dirty Grandpa. I don't know. I mean, they're going to be singing songs about this time. Ballads are going to be sung about the great comedies and the days of yore when there was such a dearth of comedy. I mean, not a dearth, the opposite of that. An abundance, a overflowing cornucopia of comedy. It was incredible. And I'm glad to be living in those times, sir. So fuck you for saying that. In this day and age, comedy's great, and Bedazzled's a great example of why it's great. Number one, it's got good messages. All these comedies, I saw Uncle Grandpa and I had a lot of laughs, but I didn't like all the sex and the crack cocaine that was going on in it. But Bedazzled teaches you not to fuck around with the devil. That if you play around with the devil, he's gonna have his well, I don't know what kind of genitals he's got going on. He's gonna somehow shove his vagina up your ass. He's gonna figure out how to do it, all right? Because he's the devil. He got us all sorts of tortures that he can have in his machinations and his evil, maniacal brain that he's always using to plot and scheme how to fuck over humankind. Brendan Fraser gets on the end of that, and I don't know what you're saying. There's great comedy in this film. Okay, he has all these things that happen to him. He makes wishes. It's like a monkey's paw, where you think you're gonna get what you want, and the next thing you know, you're getting absolutely the opposite. And it's like, okay, like, I mean, take this for example. He wants to be a big old famous guy with a you know, a big old famous guy because he wants to get the girl. And oh look, he's got a tiny dick. He's a basketball player. And then he looks down. He's like, hey, what'd you do here? Where'd my dick go? Where'd you put? And he realizes that it's a tiny little nub. And I was rolling around in the aisles when I saw this in the theaters, because of course I saw it in the theaters. It's a great film. Oh, sorry, I was just feeling it so much, and it kind of came out as a belch. Sorry. There's all kinds of things going on that are great. You know, he wants to be more sensitive. Okay, I'll make you more sensitive. I'll turn you into a fucking ginger walking vagina. How's that? How do you like being kicked in the face with sand and being made a fool of, huh? That's just sensitive enough for you? Now you can feel everything, but the world's making you its oyster. It's opening you up and sucking you down, and it's making a fool. And you're not going to get a lady that way. And he doesn't get a lady that way. Then he gets everything he wants, and oh no, he's gay. How hilarious is that? I mean, come on, folks. This is great stuff. He's got everything he wants. He's suave. He's got the big he's got the big honker that he wanted before. He's got a big old schlong, and he's like, yes, this is great. Got the car, got the dick. But it's not going up. What's going on here? And then he realizes he's gay, and he's like, oh, fuck, I'm gay. Oh, no. And then his husband's like, of course you're gay. And then he's like, oh, no, I want a lady. It's hilarious. If you don't think that's a great comedy, there's something wrong with your brain, okay? He wants to be a Latin lover, and he's a drug lord. Oh, God, egg on my face. You know, these are just ridiculous situations. And then at the end of the day, it teaches you that, you shouldn't want all these things, because they're going to come back around on you, and you got to be yourself. It's great lessons. Bedazzled should be a 94. I don't understand any reality where it's a 54. You all should be ashamed of yourselves for letting this happen. And we need to make sure that these scores get switched. That's the purpose of Wronging Tomatoes. Wronging Tomatoes. We got to switch them around, all right? So her got a 94. This is a terrible, terrible movie, and it's wrong morally, and I don't know why people think no one thinks it's good. I don't believe these reviews. These are some kind of conspiracy. These aren't true. We got to get the truth out there, and this is the truth, that Her is terrible. Read this review. It doesn't make any sense. A sublimely original film about human connections that feels personal. Human connections. What is Her about? Her's about a guy who literally falls in love with a machine. It's about human connections. Give me a fucking break, Rotten Tomatoes. This is absurd, this line of reasoning, that this could possibly be about human connections. It's about a man who has a degenerate, immoral relationship with a machine. And this is what's going to happen in the future. I see it every day with everyone looking in their phones. They get closer and closer and closer. Next thing you know, they're just going to be inside it and be fucking machines and phones, and be fucking our phones and our cars all day long. The only meaningful relationships we're going to have is with all the appliances and machines that we have sex with, and I have nightmares about it. And this movie's making it seem like it's some fun, fanciful thing. Like, oh, wouldn't it be a grand adventure to have a machine relate? No, it would not. It would not be fun. It would be the destruction of mankind. This is terrible and deplorable, and this should be a horror film, and I assumed it was, and when I saw it wasn't, I heard the premise, and I was like, oh, it sounds terrifying. I'm gonna go check that out. I've got to get a good scare in every now and then. And this garbage is on screen, making it seem like this is some kind of true thing. Oh my God, my Gottenheimel, it's disgusting. I hate it. Ugh. How can you say these things about this film? And then it shows him playing a video game. And he's playing a video game, and he's like, it looks really cool. It's like the coolest video game I've ever seen, where you can actually like talk to the guy, and you can it's so intuitive looking, looks so much fun. And what are you doing? Because that's not real. And film is supposed to be about true things like the devil coming after you and trying to turn you into some kind of homosexual. All right, that's a true thing. What this is not a real game, and I can't play it. And then when I want to play it, I can't play it. So then I've got this itch inside my guts that wants to play a video game that doesn't exist. And then so I go looking for it. I'm like that guy that's trying to get his next hit of crack cocaine, always trying to get that first special high feeling back, the feeling you had when you first sucked that pipe down, but you're never going to get it. And so I keep looking and looking and looking, and I'm never going to have this game I want. And you put this thought in my head, Spike Jonze and Joaquin Phoenix and all of you evil Hollywood monsters, and I don't appreciate it. You know, don't put false dreams in my mind like this great video game. That now I'm addicted to games, and I can't stop playing them because I want to play this game that's hypothetical. You know, it's wrong what you're doing. Anyway, and they stole my look. Mustache, high pants, that's me. You know, I know it's fashionable, that's why I do this, all right? I make it look good, and you're trying to take it away from me. It's not right, all right? So that's so obvious. Her, terrible film, promotes awful morals, bedazzled, good Christian values. Stay away from the devil. Don't have a small penis. You know, those are things that people need to know. Trying to say that it's, machines, they're not so bad. No, they are bad, and they're gonna kill us all. And the sooner you get that through your head, films makers, the better. And, you know, I'm not going to be a part of this, and I'm not going to say it's okay that her is a 94%. Her should be a 54%, and Bedazzled should be 94. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it is as far as I'm concerned. You're wrong, Tomatoes. I've wronged you. Wronging Tomatoes, and that's the end of what we call wronging Tomatoes. All right, folks. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this little truth bomb this little egg that I laid for you. I made it with love. It came out of my butt with love. So from my butt love, goodbye, bye bye, Game Cop, bye bye, Game Cop.